Hey everybody, welcome back to our College Football 27 Dynasty here, as we are going to have to bounce back from our first loss in 17 game winning streak, now 17-1 dating back to the start of last season. And we have to bounce back, and it's not going to be easy because we are going to have to bounce back on the road against the Gamecocks of South Carolina. This is going to be a tough one. We are down. We have dropped to number 7 in the country. South Carolina is not an easy team, so anything is possible, but we've got to find a way to bounce back. So welcome back to the channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new here to Champ and Sons and all of our college football content. Now, before we go into this one, we need to look at kind of where we are with the recruiting, especially coming off a loss in a really big game. So Javier Yates, our top prospect, 5-star QB, number 1 position-wise in the country. It's one of these, after a loss, if we're still in the top 5, normally I might let it, I wouldn't mind letting it simmer a week with the whole sit in the house. However, with these being some of the top recruits, I'm going to go ahead and start putting the hard sell on them. Like I said, generally, if you know 2 of the check marks, you can find out which combinations are most likely going to be it. But also sometimes it works in conjunction with whatever their deal breaker is. So Coach Prestige could have been a deal breaker. So you find the ones that has the check marks along with Coach Prestige if you only have 2 out of the 3. In this instance, for George Talbot, the linebacker, we've got all 3, so it's just finding which one checks all those boxes. And just like that, we do find it. Like I said, I wish EA had changed that from last season where, maybe not every player gets, you have the 3 for a hard sell or anything. Maybe you have to do a sway. Maybe of all those combinations based off your school, you only have 2 out of the 3 checks, so you have to do a sway to get that 3rd one. So then you can put the hard sell on at that kind of point or so forth like that. But that's not how it is, so we work within the constraints of what we have available. And so take this one 2 out of 3 for John Foxworth. Make the best guess you can get. Sunday player for the hard sell. That's what we're going to roll with. Now, we've also, since we are in the top 5 for these guys, able to get visits scheduled, right? And so you do want to get your visit scheduled kind of accordingly, but at the same time, you want to be able to, one, hit their proper deal breaker, so you ensure you're covering that. And then if you can, go in and put the hard sell on, which is kind of pretty much what you see us doing here. And hopefully, even after coming off a loss, knowing that, we have to win these next couple games in a row to really see any impact. You can't just do a hard sell and lose. That's just not how it works. But we are going to put the hard sell on and try to get back on track to our winning ways. And doing that, we should be able to gain a lot more pace on the recruiting with these recruits and their interest level. For the most part, we are number 1. Some of them we are dropping, and you're going to see us kind of dropping on those guys coming up here in a little bit. But others we're gaining ground. So Payne, which you just saw, the linebacker, we've moved up into 2nd. So even though we've lost, we are progressing. So hit the hard sell on him. Garvin, we're already number 1. He's a 5-star corner. We're 1st on his interest board, so we'll take it for what we can get. Stokely, we've dropped to 3rd, but I can't really do much else because he's only in the top 8 selection, hasn't moved to top 5, so it kind of does handcuff us just a little bit, right? Bradbury, we hit the top 5, and we're going to go with the hard sell. Now, we only have 1 of his check boxes, right? We only have plain style checked off so far. Now, this is where you get it. Normally, you will check in on what is their deal breaker. So look at the combinations that have plain style with the check, and then look at whatever their deal breaker is. That's going to really kind of identify that for you. If you can find that, great. At some point you'll have limited. The selections get too limited where you're going to hit all 3 check marks, even if they're not all shown. So like Jabu Draft right now, we're going to go and hit him up with the hard sell. He's only got 2 out of the 3, but we're going to check 'out what his deal breaker is, and once the song title gets moved, conference prestige. So coach prestige, conference prestige are checked. So now we just need to find the combinations that have those two. And if they have those two plus a red X, don't go with it. You want to find the one that has those two in either a question mark, which is really what you're going to end up having for 2 out of 3, which is that one for playstyle, standard bearer. That's the only other one that has those two checked with a third one that's not on a red X. So that's how you kind of figure out which ones to go with, essentially, in that range. Nick Pinto, the 4-star offensive lineman out of Tomball. It's the same process. Some of these guys, it's kind of interesting that they're not as far in, but their interest in our school is a little bit higher up, so you will see those check marks. But even though they're not as far as into their selection process, we still have the access to that information just because we've gotten so far, essentially ahead of the game, if you will. Glenn Meeks. You'll notice in this recruiting class we have a lot of offensive linemen. So Bradbury at left tackle, we've already seen. Pinto, we just saw at left guard. Meeks at center. We are pushing offensive line hard. These are guys who, basically a year, 2 years from now, will be starting. And at that point, man, if you get your starting offensive line to be with each other for 4 or 5 years and develop together, you've got yourself a dang near unstoppable force, to say the least. Parker Wiley, man, it's going to be a battle for him with LSU and stuff coming up, I've got a feeling. Especially when you look at playing time being part of his checkmark stuff, his deal breaker type stuff. And we have a C+ on that, which means he's not going to get immediate playing time, at least as a wide receiver, because we do have a lot of different options. And that kind of becomes an issue. I really think whatever their ratings are when you see them at the end of the season, I think they should also be able to train and develop. They go through an off season. They go through summer schedule with the team. They go through the summer training camp. Some of them actually leave early and go through the spring and summer training camp. And you'll see massive development from them. So they may want to look at that too. But like I said, nobody really ever listens to me on that realm, and I can't blame them for that either in all reality. So it's one of those that kind of is what it is. Barry Ingold, we are number 1 on his board, 5 stars. So we're going to go ahead and put the hard sell on him. Like I said, there's very limited options on what we can choose for him, but I think we're pretty confident with how we're gonna hit that up. Tony Kareem, we've fallen all the way down to 4th on his. Georgia's up, Nebraska's up. I'm going to see how far we fall, and eventually we'll probably just cut him loose. But before we do that, let's just jump into this game here as we try to bounce back against South Carolina. Jordan Washington on that reception here. This is our opening drive of the game. Coming up, picking up that play for 5 yards, coming on the crossing pattern. So now 2nd and 5. Weigman stays out. 3 receivers set. Washington, the tight end's in the slot right. Weigman's got it, fires that one over. He's going to hit LJ pushing forward, and LJ is going to get brought down at the 30-yard line. Big time gain here for the Longhorns, as that's going to give us a 1st and 10 at the 30. Good little play to come out of the backfield and make the catch on that one. He does struggle catching out of the backfield sometimes, LJ. So 1st and 10. Weigman's got the snap, hands it off to Martin. Up the middle, a little hole opens up, and he's going to squeeze on through and pick up 7 yards on that one. He did have a run earlier off camera that went for 19 yards. So he's got 2 rushes for 26 yards so far. Now from the pistol formation, we're going to got 3 receivers. Weigman has the snap in hand, goes left with it, and Martin's going to get hit and stood up. Man, I'd like to see him been able to squeeze past that block a little bit better. That one is my fault, though, if you take into account hitting the speed button. So 3rd and 3. Here we come out in the shotgun once again. Gamecocks rush only 4. Find Washington coming across the field, and he's going to be brought down. Now, Washington doesn't have the same kind of skill set and speed that we saw from Jack Indries last season at the tight end spot, but he's got pretty good hands. He does have a lot of catching capability, just doesn't have the speed and that Indries had. So we're going to have to kind of keep a watch on him and see how we can't get him brought up. Now on 1st and 10, Baxter goes in motion and gets that little swing pass, but not a whole lot of space for him. That one kind of seemed to just falter a little bit right there. and he's going to be brought down for a 4-yard gain only. And Weigman, 40 of 49, 369 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Buckeyes, and we still pulled off the loss. It's kind of impressive on our end, I got to admit. 2nd and 6. Quick throw over to Wingo. That's going to be intercepted on the RPO. Oh, what was Weigman thinking there? Should have just handed it off. I mean, I know the handoff lane was pretty much clogged up, but man, you can't throw that one. South Carolina, the Gamecocks are going to be celebrating right now as they were able to jump in front of that one, got in front of Wingo, pure body position. Jaron Gilmore comes up with the big play for the Gamecock defense. And I mean, look at it. He was right there the whole time. I'm not sure what we saw that would have caused us to throw that. Now, our defense does its job and gets a stop, so here we come right back out onto the field at the 33-yard line. Drop that pass off on a 2nd and 7. Martin, he's going to make the catch and get brought down at the 23. A good 10-yard gain right there for a 1st and 10. Defense held him scoreless, so we are still 0-0 in this game as we're back deep into Gamecock territory. On 1st and 10, Lockett's going in motion. Swing pass over to him on the left side, breaks one tackle, fighting forward, and he's going to be brought down after only about a 4-yard gain. That tackle was by Gilmore, who made the interception earlier. 2nd and 6 as this crowd is trying to get loud. Weigman's got the snap over the middle to Baxter, who picks up enough for the 1st down, is going to get him in a goal-to-go situation at the 10-yard line. So it is going to be 1st and goal, Longhorns. Just work it down the field. Don't make that stupid mistake like we just did. From the powerhouse formation, play action. Weigman drops that one up to Baxter, who goes up and makes a catch. Oh my goodness, that is a horrible throw to make. Oh, what is Weigman thinking? Come on, man. That's what leads you to throw an interception on the RPO. 2nd and goal now going to be in the I formation. 2 tight ends right. Weigman has the snap, hands off to Martin, kicks it outside, and he walks it in. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. The run to the right side, the blocking was perfect as they just ate up every defender there, sealed off the edge, and Martin takes that one in untouched and a little too easy to give the Longhorns a lead here on the road. Good to see that offensive performance come back on this drive after the interception thrown last time. So now we're going to advance up to the start of the 2nd quarter. Once again, the score is still 7-0, but we are on the move at the 30. Hand that one off to Martin up the middle. Big hole opens, jukes to the left side, stiff arming his way forward, and knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line, picking up a good about 24 yards on that carry. What a run by Martin. He's got 51 yards on the ground total after that one, as that's going to make it 1st and goal from the 6. Going back to the I formation, 2 tight ends to the right side. Weigman's under center, looking at the defense, making a change at the line, has the snap in hand, hands it off to Martin up the middle, hole opens up, walks it in, touchdown Texas. Oh my goodness. Oh baby, oh baby. 1 touchdown wasn't enough, give him 2. As he's got the first 2 touchdowns of the ball game, L.J. Martin does, on the ground. And that's going to give us a 14-0 lead, a 2-score lead here on the road, which is a pretty solid kind of start to our game, coming off that heartbreaking loss to the Buckeyes. Now later in the 2nd quarter, about halfway through, coming in a power formation, Baxter goes into motion, has the snap. Swing pass out to Lockett on the right side, tries to cut it back around, nowhere really to go on that one, picks up only 8 yards there. So Gleek Lockett, they are going to count that as a run. That's a damn swing pass. I don't know why they counted that as. I mean, I guess because he threw it backwards, but still. 2nd and 8. Weigman has the snap, hands it off to Martin up the middle, and that's going to be brought down for just a 2-yard gain. So 3rd and 6. As you can see, Shipley is over there on the sideline warming up his leg if need. 3rd and 6, 5.5 minutes remaining in the 2nd. Weigman claps his hands, has the snap back, hands it to Baxter, nowhere to go really on that one. Looks like if he may have been able to cut it back up, he probably could have found some space, but he is brought down, and the field goal unit comes on. So Shipley is going to get this thing lined up. pretty much dead center of the field, so it shouldn't be too much lining up. Boot ball right down the middle into the old hands of Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. As he boots that one into the net. And no, that is not an ad or sponsorship or anything. I guess I have to clarify that. I don't think enough people would listen to this to hear that even. But still, went on ahead and did it. Let's go ahead and advance up to the 2-minute warning. Our defense is doing a solid job. I mean, nothing spectacular. They're just consistently stopping South Carolina as they come up with the stupid sack as Devontae Miles chases Connor Weigman down. I don't know why he didn't get rid of it at that point. Like he was still waiting for something to open up. And that's going to make it 2nd and 20. So now from the shotgun, once again, 3 receivers set. Wingo goes in motion. Has the snap. Swing pass out to Wingo on the right side. Space open in front of him. And after the sack, he's going to get the 10 yards back. It's going to be 3rd and 10 after that one. Wingo's 2nd reception on the evening. He's only got 26 yards so far today. We need to look to find a way to get him more active in the game. On 3rd and 10, fires that one up to Washington, who makes the catch on the boundary on the corner pass right there by the sideline. Washington makes the catch and is going to be brought down. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 Longhorns from the 18-yard line inside the red zone. So Weigman going 4 wide, has it in his hand, gives it off to Martin, leaping a defender and flipped over by another. Woo-hoo! What a run by Martin. Our guard just plowed into the linebacker, knocked him on his keister. Martin went airborne to get over him, but I have a feeling he may regret that decision just a wee bit. So after that, after Martin goes airborne, it's 2nd and 1, handoff to Baxter, up the middle, walks it in untouched, touchdown Texas. Oh my goodness. Oh baby, C.J. Baxter right up the gut on that one. And that's going to give us a major lead here of 24-0 in the first half. Let's repeat that again. 24-0 in the first half against South Carolina on the road as we are starting to put it to them. So now we're going to move up to the start of the 3rd quarter on our opening possession as well in this one. 1st and 10 Longhorns on the plus side. Gets the pass out to Washington. Stiff arming his way forward, lowering his shoulder and brought down at the 28-29 yard line. He's got his 7th catch of the day for 71 yards. And you see what happened. Fold him in a little bit more into the offense and you start to get those little chunk plays. Got to start focusing and doing that a little bit more. So 1st and 10 after that from the 29. Handoff to Baxter. Gets past one tackle. Stiff-armed his way forward. Still spins away from another one. And it brought down at the 14. He broke about 4 tackles on that run alone. As that gets us into the red zone with a new set of downs. So Weigman and the Longhorns come out in a shotgun. 4 wide set. Has the snap in hand. Gamecocks rush only 4. Weigman rolls out to the right. Throws it back across the middle to Lockett, who just kind of settled in the zone. I don't know why he didn't run with Weigman, kind of started heading that way, give him a little bit easier of a target to hit, but hey, he didn't. So 2nd and 4. Weigman from the shotgun, claps his hands, has the snap back in the pocket, takes off too late, and that's going to be brought down for a sack. 2nd sack of the game here by the Gamecock defense. That one gotten by Damian Woods. That's going to make it 3rd and 9. Weigman claps his hand in the shotgun, has the snap in his hands, drops off a screen, pass to Martin, who just drops it. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my God. I told you he's had problems catching it, and that one was kind of embarrassing. So here we come setting up for the field goal from about 30 yards away. Boot ball, Shipley right down the middle. And that's going to give us a 27-0 lead. Let that sink in, folks. 27-0 on the road here. I think we have definitely bounced back. And so much so that, I mean, in reality, at that stage, you know, we started getting ready to put our backups in, and they did come in pretty quick. They allowed a touchdown in the 4th quarter, but that was it. Other than that, our backups pretty much essentially dominated this game. Once they came in, it was just pure domination by the Longhorns. We just outclassed them for the most part, and I know that sounds bad to say, it sounds arrogant, haughty, whatever you want to say, but we really did. I mean, there's nothing more to it than that. So we're going to leave South Carolina. We're going to come back home to Austin in rainy confines of Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. Try to say that 3 times with only one breath. I bet you can't do it. But either way, not much change in the recruiting world. We did make some progress, but no real effects so far. We just have to keep winning. That's the only way. On 1st and 10, drop that pass off to Washington, who's got space down the left sideline, and he's going to be nudged out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So a great little catch and run there by Jordan Washington. Weigman hits 1,000 passing yards this season on that reception. So that's a pretty big milestone for him, considering he's never really been given a shot to throw for over 1,000 yards for the most part in a single season that he's played. We got 4 5-star recruits visiting so far today, and hopefully we can put on a performance for them. Pretty bad weather for a visit, though, I will admit. So 1st and 10, hands that off to Martin up the middle, and he's going to get good yardage, a gain of about 12 yards down to the 14. So that's going to give us another set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 14, inside the red zone, as we need to punch this thing into the end zone. We can't do what we did last week and throw an interception or have a stupid turnover, to say the least. 1st and 10, Weigman from the pistol, has the snap, hands it off to Martin, going left, cuts back to the right, and nowhere to go. He actually loses a yard on that. They're going to move it back to the 15-yard line now. That's going to make it 2nd and 11. So 2nd and 11, Weigman claps his hands, has the snap. Takes it right up the middle. Martin does stiff-arming his way forward, bouncing off tacklers, and fights down to the 1-yard line. A good run by Martin. So far in this season, he's got 437 yards and 6 touchdowns in 3 games. A pretty good performance for him so far. Now the next one, hitting that off to Baxter, bouncing off a couple of blockers. Nowhere really to go. That's going to make it 2nd and goal from the 2. Going 2 tight ends to the right this time, Lockett and Wingo wide on both sides, right and left respectively. Lockett in motion. Weigman's got the snap, drops that off to the right in the pocket of Lockett, and that is going to be a touchdown, Longhorns. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Drop it in the pocket of Lockett. That's the new saying for the offense right now, as that's going to give us an early lead here in this one. 7-0. Khalil Lockett, good job with the motion, gave him the separation he needed on that little out cut. Plus, I mean, he's just got the pure speed to do it anyways. Now that Missouri came back down, and they would tie the ball game up on their possession, so here we come right back at them. Let's do it again. Time number 2. Fire that one over the middle. Washington with another catch, his 2nd catch of the afternoon for 36 yards so far. That one going for just about 10 yards total. So from the 28-yard line, 1st and 10 Longhorns. Weigman making changes before the snap. Claps his hands, has the snap in it. Drops that pass off to Washington on the right side, and they go up for it, and he's not able to come down. That is a dangerous pass. Oh, my goodness. You know, you think you throw the interception on the drive last week that you might want to be a little bit more humble about your throwing abilities, but Weigman, he's going for it, which I can respect, but at the same time makes me nervous. 2nd and 10, hand that off to Baxter, and he goes left side, and that's going to be a good stop by the defender, as he's going to bring Baxter down after a gain of about 6 yards. And that really was a good one. Baxter had chosen to cut up the middle, cut out to the left. He went out to the left. The defender reacted better off his block, and Baxter gets brought down. So 3rd and 4 now, 3 wide set from the shotgun. Weigman has the snap, drops that off to Livingston coming across the middle. He's going to pick up a good about 7-8 yards. And that gets us down to the 14-yard line. That is Livingston's 1st catch of the afternoon. That's 1st and 10 Longhorns as well. So back from the 14, Weigman going to be in the shotgun. 2 tight ends set. Martin is in the backfield. Lockett in motion. Play action. Blitz comes. Weigman takes off to the left side. Has space in front of him. Hit, and he's going to fumble it. He fumbles it in the end zone, and the Tigers recover it. That's going to be, oh my God, a touchback for the defense. Weigman, I got to see if did he fumble after he crossed the goal line? I don't know. I want to try to see that one. See where he had the actual fumble at. So he takes off, and they're not going to show it. We tried to the booth challenge it, no overturn. So now we got to find ourselves losing Thank you very much for that one. Find ourselves losing 10-7. Weigman. No wonder A&M wouldn't play you, you ingrate. Sorry, just how quickly you can turn on a player. 10-7 in this game. Weigman drops back and keeps dropping back and finally throws it up to, I don't know what he was doing. Weigman looks like he may have gotten knocked silly in that Buckeyes game, and his brain just ain't performing right. So 3rd and 8 now here in the second quarter. Weigman drops back, fires that one over to Martin, racing for the edge, and the first down marker does not get it. He's going to get to the 30, and this is going to set up a 47-yard field goal in the rain because, hey, why make Shipley's job easy? Shipley lines it up, and it's going to be boot ball right down the middle pretty much. And this game is tied up once again, folks. Another tie here in Austin. Still early in the second quarter, though. Lots of football left. Now that time of football is ticking down a little ways as we come to the 2-minute warning, and we come out with a 2nd and 12. Weigman has the snap in hand, fires that one over. He's going to hit Wingo with space in front of him, and he's going to pick up about 14 yards on that one to get us to the 50-yard line. 1:50 remaining, 1:50 remaining in the second quarter as we come out in a 3-wide set from the shotgun. Weigman has it in his hands. Pressure is going to get there, and Weigman gets sacked. See, that's the time when you take off. Weigman, oh, my God. Come on. You got to think better. As Weigman takes that sack, 2nd and 18. 1:20 remaining now. He's going to have a play action, gets hit as he threw that one. Oh, Jesus. All right, 3rd and 18. Maybe we'll try this again. The blitzer didn't even buy the play action. On the jet sweep, didn't even buy that play action. He just went straight for Weigman. 3rd and 18 now. Has the snap. Blitz comes. Pressure gets there. Drops that one off to Martin, who's got space in front. Martin, he's going to get to the line to gain. 1st and 10. We needed 18, and we got 19 on it. That's going to be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. A great run after the catch by LJ. So coming out in the shotgun still. Clock did stop since he went out of bounds. 1:11 remaining. Has a quick snap and throw over the middle, and that one was going towards Winston, but it gets dropped. Another dangerous throw. I don't know what Weigman is thinking half the time. It's starting to make me nervous. So 2nd and 10 from the I formation. 2 tight ends to the right side. Has the snap to Martin, and he's going to get brought down relatively quickly after a gain about 3 yards. He's got 42 yards so far and only 7 carries. And with the rain being the way it is, probably need to look to get him the ball a little bit more often. So here we come, the final closing minute. Weigman's got the snap. Drops that pass off to Baxter. Turns it up. Nowhere really to go for him on it. And he is going to be dropped shy of the line to gain. Mizzou will call a timeout. And that's going to bring Shipley back on for his 2nd field goal attempt. Still in the rain, this time against the wind. From about 45 yards out, Shipley boot ball and squeeze it into the middle of the left side. Boot ball, not down the middle, but it does go through. And that's going to get this game tied up. And so now here we come out into the 3rd quarter. Trailing by 7. Once again, Missouri took the drive in the second half and took it down to the end zone. So here we come out on, this is our opening possession. All right, they had 1 drive. This is our first drive of the second half, where Weigman almost threw a damned interception. So Baxter this time sent in motion as we get the wheel pattern out to Lockett, cuts it back in and then goes back out on the little RPO wheel pass. That's going to be 3rd and 5 after that gain. So 3rd and 5, 3 receivers to the left side. Weigman in the shotgun, has the snap in hand, takes back, fires over the middle, hits Baxter, and that's going to bring us to a 4th and 2. He didn't, I don't know why he checked it down. I think he did have Wingo open down the left side there if he had been looking, but I think he decided beforehand. So now we come out 4th and 2, 2 receivers to the right side, RPO action over to Baxter. He's got space in front of the 20, hit and knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. A good little running catch on that one, and that's going to get us another set of downs. Risky play call here by this coaching staff. So 1st and 10, under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Weigman claps his hands, has the snap. Play action. Fires that to the right side, hits Livingston, who gets shoved out of bounds after about an 8-yard gain. A good little catch and run by him, his third of the afternoon. He's got 31 yards so far in this one. So 2nd and 2 from the 8-yard line. Or actually, they're marking it closer to the 9. Weigman has the snap, hands it off to Martin going right, and he's got nowhere really to go on that one. And he is dropped after about a yard gain to make it 3rd and 1. So 3rd and 1, Tigers come out looking like they're going to be bringing pressure. Weigman claps his hands. They do bring a blitz. He fires that one off to Winston, who makes the catch and takes it in. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. What a play by Winston. Weigman saw the pressure and was able to actually throw it while still putting enough touch to give his tight end a chance to run up underneath it. And that, my friends, is going to get this game tied up once again. Weigman took a shot when he delivered that pass, too. Give the kid some credit for being a little tough. A little dumb, but a little tough, too. So, all right, here we come out later in the 4th quarter now. 13 minutes remaining. The game is still tied 20-all. Our defense did get a stop. So here we come back at him. Weigman from the shotgun has the snap in hand. Finally drops that one off to Martin on the right side. Got space in front of him, but he is going to be dragged down from behind at about the 46-yard line. Still a good enough catch and run to give us the 1st down. So now Weigman staying in the shotty from 3 receiver set. Has it in his hand. Hands that one off to Martin, and we tried to throw it to Livingston, but we had already handed it off to Martin, and he jumped in the air like an idiot. And he fumbled it. Now Missouri has the lead. You've got to be kidding me. Livingston was right there on the swing pass as Martin drops another one. Livingston was right there on that swing pass on the RPO and was open. I completely misread that and then panicked and went button smashing. So after our embarrassing fumble, we're going to loft this one up down to Wingo on the left side. He's going to make the catch down at the 20-yard line where he is finally tackled. Just starting to throw it deep. Just spread this offense out. Let's use our speed. I mean, come on. We gotta open up these defenses whenever we play them. Weigman doesn't have the same arm as Arch did, but he's got a pretty decent one. So I'll give him that. So that's going to be 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line just outside the red zone. 2 receivers left, 2 back set. Baxter goes in motion. It's going to be the RPO over to Baxter, breaking 1 tackle, fighting forward for about a 5-yard gain on that play. So 2nd and 5 is where we stand. 2nd and 5 from the 15, well inside the red zone. Staying with the 3 receivers, Livingston is in the slot left. Washington on the line to the right side from the tight end spot. Fires it over to hits Washington coming out on the pattern. And he's going to make the catch and get brought down at the 7-yard line. Big time play for this offense. 1st and goal, Longhorns now. Weigman 25 of 32 for 302 yards, which is pretty dang decent. Not when you count his fumble in, though. Embarrassing fumble, more or less. It happens, I guess. We're in position to get this game tied up in the 4th quarter. That's what matters. And we throw the RPO to Lockett. Tries to cut it up. Nowhere really to go, but he does get to the 4-yard line at least, so a gain of 3 yards. Not excessive of a gain. You don't want him to embarrass him too badly, I guess. That's going to bring us to 2nd and goal. 12 feet away. Weigman has a snap, fires to Washington, and he's going to be brought down in the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Great concentration by Washington to actually hold on to that ball and come down with it. That was a tough one for sure, especially with these weather conditions. He does make the catch and just immediate get into the end zone. He is brought down, but not until it's too late. So here in this tie ball game at 27 apiece, here we come right back out for our offense with under 5 minutes to go. Our defense did a good job in getting a stop. So offense has the possession. Play action, fires that deep down the left side looking for Wingo. Jump ball, and it comes down with nobody's hands, thankfully, not the other defender. Trajan Greco with the coverage almost had the interception. So 2nd and 10 now. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Baxter goes in motion. quick swing out to Lockett. Nowhere to go. Bouncing off one tackler, but another one comes and just blows him up. And the Longhorns lineman Stroh is going down. He looks to be in pain. Hopefully he'll be able to come back before the end of this thing, especially if guys like Lockett are getting ping-ponged around by the defense here. 3rd and 14 from the shotgun, 4 wide. Washington and Livingston are on the slot positions. Has the snap in hand. Weigman fires that deep to the left side. He's got Wingo with a step. He's got Wingo with the catch, and Wingo in the end zone. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. What a throw by Weigman. One to just see that. See him open there. And then to loft that one beautifully. And he had the step perfectly. No one was going to get him. And he dropped it in the bucket over there to Wingo. And that's going to give us the lead 34-27. So now here comes the Mizzou offense to see if they can't try to fight back in this one. 2nd and 10. Handoff going to the left side. He's going to be brought down after a gain of 5. That's going to make it a 3rd and 5. So 3rd and 5 from the 33 on their side. Blitz comes. He gets the pass off on the wide receiver screen and picks up good yardage to the 39-yard line. And that's going to be 1st and 10 Mizzou. Great pressure coming up on that one by the defensive line. But he got the pass off too quickly, and that goes for decent yardage. So 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 39-yard line. Going to be in a shotgun formation, 3 wide set for them. They have the snap in the pocket. He's going to get hit and brought down. Is that Justice Terry that comes through? I believe it was. Came shooting the gap. Came shooting through the offensive line. Practically untouched at that point. That was Justice Terry comes flying through. Got it right past this guy. No one else there. And the quarterback didn't stand a chance as Terry gets his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So approaching the 2-minute timeout. I don't know if they're going to get the snap off before it. They do. They snap in hand. Pressure comes again, and he's sacked back-to-back times. Back-to-back sacks is going to lead him to a 3rd and 25. Under 2 minutes to play now. So staying from the shotgun, 4 wide. Pressure comes up the middle, fires it over, and he's going to drop it as contact was made as soon as the ball gets there. 4th and 25. If they don't get a first down, this game is over. Tigers from the pistol. 4 wide, set, has it. Blitz comes, and he's going to be blasted. He's brought down for the sack almost immediately after handling the snap. No place for him to go, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. As we will take this one, and that's going to seal their fate. Umeo Zulu seals the deal, puts the nail in the coffin as we will win 34-27 here at home. Back-to-back wins following up that loss to Ohio State. Our home performance is getting a little nervous, so I'm just going to say that. This is the second game that came real close. But overall, we had our mistakes. We fought through them. You got to be proud of it in that sense. We're back to 3-1 on the season, 2-game winning streak. So let's keep it going from this point forward. Now, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if you have not hit it already, as we're getting 5 stars to commit now, like none other. Hit that bell icon to be notified of all the content we upload here on Champ & Sons, and any other linemen like DeAndre Bradbury out of Dallas that commit to us. You'll know about that as well. And then give us a thumbs up if you like it that Glenn Meeks, the center, our offensive line, is being built for the future. Give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy the episode. And the next one, we're heading to Tuscaloosa. Longhorns return to Tuscaloosa after what happened there a couple of years ago when the Longhorns demolished the Crimson Tide. The fight through the SEC continues as we are really getting it underway, guys. I look forward to this one, and I'll see y'all in that next episode. So as always, stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.